Yes, good morning, children. Children, last time we have discussed about alimentary canal, human digestive system in detail. We discussed about alimentary canal. उसके बाद हमने different तरह के digestive glands करे थे. So today we will discuss the next topic. That is, how do our digestive system work actually? And you know that main function of our digestive system is to do digestion of food as well as absorption of food. ठीक है. सो वी विल डिस्कस हाउ डू डाइजेशन ऑफ फूड टेक प्लेस. सबसे पहले हम कौन सा टॉपिक करेंगे, डाइजेशन ऑफ फूड कहाँ होता है. तो यू नो दैट वेन एवर वी टेक फूड वी पुट फूड इन द बकल कैविटी. तो सबसे पहले जो डाइजेशन होता है फूड का वो बकल कैविटी में होता है. इन द बकल कैविटी teeth are there, tongue is there, lips are there. They all have important role in the process of chewing, and the process of chewing is also known as mastication. Clear? Okay. Afterwards, as we know that in the buccal cavity there are present salivary gland and they produce saliva. So now we will discuss action of saliva. क्या करता है saliva, कैसे food को digest करता है. तो saliva mixes with the food and saliva contain an enzyme, very important. You should know the name of enzyme. That enzyme is salivary amylase, which is also known by the name of ptyalin. P is silent here. salivary amylase होता है. वो क्या करता है जो हमने फूड खाया, इफ इन दैट फूड देर इज प्रेजेंट स्टार्च, तो इट कन्वर्ट दैट स्टार्च इनटू डायसैकेराइड. यू नो स्टार्च इज अ पॉलीसैकेराइड, और पॉलीसैकेराइड की जब डाइजेशन होगी तो वो डायसैकेराइड में चेंज होता है. और कौन से डायसैकेराइड में चेंज करता है, माल्टोज में. सो दिस यू शुड नो. व्हाट हैपन टू द फूड इन द बकल कैविटी. इन द बकल कैविटी आर फूड मीट विद सलाइवरी ग्लैंड. सलाइवा के साथ मीट करता है, विच इज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय सलाइवरी ग्लैंड. विच एंजाइम डू इट कंटेन? इट कंटेन्स सलाइवरी amylase. And this salivary amylase act upon what? Starch, and convert that starch into a disaccharide, which is maltose. As is mentioned here, starch is converted into maltose. Only this much you should know from here. Clear? Okay, so when we take a bite of food and we put that bite in a mouth, in a buccal cavity, so in that bite of food there is present different type of nutrient. There are carbohydrate also, there is protein also, there are lipids also. But in the oral cavity, in the buccal cavity, this food is meeting with saliva only. Clear? And in the saliva there is one enzyme only, that is salivary amylase. So when the food is in the buccal cavity, at that time our food contain different type of nutrient, और उन सारे nutrient में से only partial digestion of starch take place. और partial digestion से starch किस में change हो जाता है, maltose में. And there is no change in the protein and no change in the lipid. Protein और lipid की कोई digestion salivary amylase के द्वारा नहीं होती. तो buccal cavity में there is no change in protein and liquid. सिर्फ क्या होता है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट में जो स्टार्च है वो किस में चेंज हो जाता है, माल्टोज में चेंज हो जाता है. नाउ दिस फूड इज नाउ ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम योर ओरल कैविटी इनटू ईसोफेगस. अब वो फूड कहाँ जाएगा, आपकी बकल कैविटी. ये बकल कैविटी है आपकी. बकल कैविटी के पीछे वाले पार्ट को हम फेरिंग्स बोलते हैं. फिर फेरिंग से नीचे डिवाइड हो जाता है, आगे ट्रैकिया बन जाता है, पीछे फूड पाई बन जाती है. So now this food in which protein is there, lipid is there, and there is present disaccharide, कौन सा, maltose. This food goes to the esophagus and it is pushed downward. And how do it comes downward? It goes down by the peristaltic movement. You know what are peristaltic movement? There are present, we have studied about the wall of alimentary canal. So in the wall of alimentary canal there are present circular and longitudinal muscles. ठीक है. तो मस्कुलरिस लेयर में तो वो जो मसल्स होती हैं, दे कंटिन्यूसली कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंड रिलैक्स एंड देयर कॉन्ट्रैक्शन एंड रिलैक्सेशन एक्चुअली पुशेस द फूड डाउनवर्ड. सो दिस rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the muscles of alimentary canal is called peristalsis, which help to push the food downwards. Is it clear? So from here you will learn definition of peristalsis. Now when the food enter into esophagus, oral cavity से buccal cavity से जब आपका food esophagus के अंदर आया, there is no change in the esophagus because esophagus do not contain any digestive enzyme. So from the esophagus directly food enter into the next part of our alimentary canal. This is esophagus. it enter into the next part, that is, which part I have drawn here? This is stomach. Now next, digestion of food take place in the stomach, and how do it happen, that we'll discuss now. Okay, so wait a while. Now we will discuss what happen in the stomach. Yeah, wait a minute. In the stomach. Okay, here it is mentioned. Now, digestion in the stomach. Now, our food has reached in the stomach, and what happened in the stomach, that we'll discuss. You know, in the stomach, there is present gastric juice, which are secreted by gastric gland. We have studied earlier about it. And we know that what do our digestive glands contain? Our digestive glands contain hydrochloric acid. क्या काम करता है वो? Okay, I'll tell you just now. There are present proenzyme also. कौन कौन से proenzyme present होते हैं? There is present as well as there is present proenzyme, अभी हम पढ़ेंगे, as well as क्या नाम है उस, चलो उस proenzyme का नाम क्या है? Its name is pepsinogen. As well as there is present enzyme renin. So what do our gastric glands contain? Gastric juice जो है, it contains three things. First is HCl, next is pepsinogen. This is a proenzyme, inactive form में है, and next is an enzyme. Name of the enzyme is renin. So now the food from esophagus has reached in the stomach, और stomach में आके वो इन सारे enzymes के साथ meet करता है. Now what happened? Beside all these things, gastric juice also contains small amount of gastric lipase also. Clear? So one by one we will study what is the function of various component of gastric juices. The first component of gastric juice is HCl. तो what function do it play? एक तो वो वहाँ के मीडियम को एसिडिक बना देता है. It lowers its pH to 1.8 in the stomach. तो स्टमक में जब फूड पहुँचता है, it mixes with HCl, और उस फूड का pH कितना हो जाता है? 1.8. And why this low pH is required? This low pH is required for activation of pepsinogen. As we know that pepsinogen is inactive enzyme. So in order to make it active, it requires an acidic pH. And that acidic pH is provided by what? It is provided by HCl. And due to which this pepsinogen become active, and it changes into active form of enzyme, which is called pepsin. So this is another function of HCl. It is required to activate pepsinogen. And beside that, the next function performed by HCl is it kills the bacteria and other harmful microorganisms which may have entered into our body along with the food. ठीक है? Okay, as I told that HCl convert pepsinogen into pepsin. So once the pepsin is formed, afterwards that pepsin itself convert rest of the pepsinogen into pepsin. Means for the first time it need HCl. उसके बाद जब एक बार पेप्सिन बन गया, तो वही पेप्सिन बाकी बची हुई पेप्सिनोजन को वापस किस में चेंज कर देता है? पेप्सिन में. Is it clear, children? Okay, now we will discuss next topic. Okay, yes children, now have a look here. Now what happened in the stomach? In the stomach, what has happened? The food which has come from esophagus, that met with what? Gastric juices. It met with gastric juices, and gastric juices contain HCl, it contain pepsinogen, it contain renin and prorenin. Clear? Now how do these various enzymes they act upon food, that we'll discuss now. So have a look here. This is very important. Yeah, first of all there is present pepsinogen, which is a proenzyme. तो HCl present in the gastric juice, वो उसको किस में change करता है? Pepsin में. Afterwards there is present protein in the food which we have eaten. And this pepsin enzyme act upon protein, और उस प्रोटीन को ब्रेक कर देता है पेप्टोन्स और पेप्टोजेज में. These are small chains of polypeptide. ठीक है? Small polypeptide chains they are. Small chain of amino acids we can say. And there is present casein. Suppose अगर आपने कोई milk product खाया है, so that milk product contain a protein called casein. And which enzyme act upon casein? Renin act upon casein. And it convert that casein into para-casein. Afterwards what happened? That para-casein combined with calcium and get converted into calcium para-caseinate. किसमें चेंज हो जाता है? कैल्शियम पैराकेजिनेट में, विच इज कर्ड. Is it clear? Okay, next is this calcium paracasinate further pepsin act upon it and convert into peptones again. Same thing here, peptones में change कर देता है. Now, fats are also there in the food we have eaten, and on that food which component act? Gastric lipase. Lipase मतलब it act upon lipids and convert fat into fatty acids and monoglycerides. Right? So this is what happened in the stomach. So till the food is in your stomach, what has happened till then? When the food was in the stomach, what happened to that? In your food there was carbohydrate also, there was protein also, there was lipid also. ठीक है, lipid means fats. So carbohydrate, these food have passed from buccal cavity earlier. और जब ये फूड बक्कल कैविटी से पास हुआ था, so only carbohydrate has been changed, and this carbohydrate has been changed into which form? It has changed into disaccharide form, which was maltose. So that was there, and beside there was protein as it is, there was lipid as it is. No change has taken place to them. Now this particular food has entered into your stomach. अब ये food कहाँ enter करा है? It has entered into your stomach. Now in the stomach, when the food was there, no change occurred in the maltose. This maltose remain as it is because there was no any amylase enzyme. Maltose remain as it is. But there have taken place some changes in other component of food, such as protein. What has happened to the protein? This protein has been changed into peptones. ठीक है? And what has happened to the lipids? These lipids has been changed into fatty acids as well as monoglycerides. Monoglycerides. Right, children? So I will write it again. What has happened in the stomach? जो monosaccharide था, that was monosaccharide is as it is, not monosaccharide, it was disaccharide. The disaccharide was as it is, there was no change in the disaccharide. Protein was there, which has changed into peptones. And there was lipid, which has changed into fatty acid as well as monoglycerides. Okay, this has happened till now. अब एक चीज आपने ध्यान रखनी है. We are studying about digestion. What happened in digestion? In digestion, complex food change into simple. So first complex was carbohydrate, and we know that what is the simplest form of carbohydrate? It is glucose. Do we have got glucose till now? नहीं. तो इसका मतलब अभी कार्बोहाइड्रेट की डाइजेशन कंप्लीट नहीं हुई है स्टमक में. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट कंपोनेंट वाज प्रोटीन, and what is the simplest component of protein? It is amino acid. Do we have got amino acid here? No. अभी प्रोटीन जो है it has converted into peptones only, no amino acid. So प्रोटीन की डाइजेशन भी अभी कंप्लीट नहीं हुई है. Next is lipids or fats. We know that they are made up of fatty acid as well as glycerol. Fatty acid और glycerol का बना हुआ होता है. If we look at here, then fat changes into fatty acid and monoglyceride है. We haven't got glycerol yet. तो इसका मतलब अभी फूड के कोई भी कंपोनेंट की डाइजेशन कंप्लीट नहीं हुई है. So this is what happened in the stomach. Clear? So this is very important. You have to learn all these equation. What happened in the stomach? How do digestion occur? कौन सा फूड कंपोनेंट किस चीज में चेंज होता है? So that is about stomach. Now the next we will discuss what happened when the food enter into your small intestine.